Hey everyone. So today we're going to talk about low and no cost ways to get your space to vibe the way you want it to do. And what I really mean by that. So for anybody who's never seen my face before, hi, I'm Elizabeth Blackwell from Blissful Home and Body. And I have spent well over the last decade of my life learning how to set sacred spaces and help you along your spiritual journey. So let's get into it. Hey everyone. So you'll have to forgive my voice. I'm pretending that I'm not sick as a dog as I film this. But my daughter was nice enough to bring home strep from a tournament that she had this last week. So world doesn't slow down just because I do. So today we're going to talk about low and no cost ways to set the vibe that you want on your space. And let's just at first talk about what I mean by that, because it's the first thing that I always teach when it comes to setting the space, which is you got to know what you want out of your space. Whereas some people want their space to be very high energy, life of the party, a place that naturally has a lot of creativity and just feels very lifted. Others want their place to be a space of tranquility and peace, kind of a calm feeling upon walking in, a place that they can regenerate and just overall have that peaceful feeling. So the first thing that you can do that won't cost you a dime is know what you want out of your space. And when I say space here, I do always like to clarify. This can be a specific room, this can be a full home, this can be your office, this can be your car. Any space that you're spending a large amount of time in, you generally want to have an idea of what you want out of that space in order to get the best out of it. So the first tip was clearly just setting your intention, knowing what you want out of your space. For the second tip, again, this won't cost you anything. It is remove anything from your space that no longer serves you or that you find is distracting from your journey or your goals. And there's some areas that I really want you to concentrate on here. First and foremost, I just like to label it as anything that is negative. Now remember, energy on its own is not positive or negative. It is how we receive it. So anything that when you look at it or connect with it, that it doesn't help to support you. So if you are looking at a photograph of yourself from whether it's last week or 30 years ago, and it doesn't make you feel good or you don't like connecting with that image of yourself, get rid of it. If there's a painting on your wall that your grandmother gave you and you're holding on to it because you feel like you're required to, no. If you didn't connect with her or the image on it doesn't feel like it's supporting that feeling from your space, then it's time to let it go. Some other areas that I think are really good to concentrate on when it comes to getting rid of things or letting go of items. Old clothing, whether it doesn't fit you, it was just a previous version of you, whatever, or if it's somebody who's no longer in the space. These are things that we need to let go of, because every item in a home or space carries a weight to it. So you want to make sure that each and every one of those items is supporting the future version of you or the version of you right now that you are trying to build. Anything that is broken, energetically, broken items represent broken things. Like, let's just make it simple. That that doesn't represent the whole of what it once was. And I am just as guilty as anyone of setting something to the side and going, I'll fix it, I'll get around to it, whatever. But no, it's time to let it go, especially as you're concentrating on setting this space in the way that is going to be supportive of you and along your journey. And just as a note, as you let go of these items, I'm not going to give you a big long gratitude ritual or anything like that, but you do want to generally do it in a way that gives thanks to the service that whatever these things once did for you. So just generally kind of give gratitude as you place it in a box or whatever. Donate it or give it away if possible. If it is broken and it's time to trash it, then again, just a quick thanks for the service you once did for me, and then let it go. But that energetically gives a completion and a respect to these things that have served us on the previous versions of ourselves. For my third tip on just lifting the vibe of your space, it's bring in some natural light. Get those blinds open, open your curtains, take those sheets or blankets down if that's what you've got that is covering your windows. But get as much natural light into your space as possible. One, if you are spending a great deal of time in this space, natural light during daytime hours actually helps to produce the good chemicals in our brain in order to lift those serotonin levels and things along those lines. So it will help lift our own mood naturally. And then it just helps to lift that space. It's kind of bringing that outside in. But bring as much natural light into your space as possible. Of course, there's points in time to close the windows or blinds for privacy. But generally, during your daytime hours, keep as many open windows and doors, screen doors, whatever, that you possibly can to get as much natural light into your space as possible. My fourth tip is kind of a common sense thing, but again, common sense, not always common practice, which is clean the space. And I get it. Trust me, I have 3 children, and I've gone through everything from baby and toddlerhood all the way through adolescence and into their early 20s. And homes get messy. Homes are disgusting at times. But when we not only wipe down those things, but do it with intention, it really does help to spread that vibe around the space. Take out the damn garbage. Stuff builds up. I know it's so easy to lose control of those things, but small steps in those directions can do amazing things for your space. And again, remember to set those intentions of what you want. When you're changing your sheets, make sure you put that loving vibe in for that peace and tranquility as you set your bedroom. So it's a space that you can really rebuild yourself in. And then that space will help to pour back into you. For my 5th tip, bring some life into the space. And no, I'm not telling you to go get a puppy, but maybe some plants or a plant. You can find them usually very inexpensively in a variety of different places. Get the low maintenance ones, but they will help to bring in some greenery, and it helps to filter your air, and it just gives a little bit of life to your space and really does help to balance the feeling of those spaces. So bring a little life in any way you can. For my 6th thing, set the scent on your space. Of course, I'm a huge believer in candles because I make them, but you don't have to have specific intention candles in order to have amazing scents in your space. You can diffuse essential oils, or even grab any of your favorite essential oils. You can get them fairly inexpensively around most grocery stores and things like that now. Put several drops of them in a spray bottle with water and go crazy around the house. It'll help to scent the space for what you want it to be, and it will also help to lift the vibes of the space. Or that age-old poor man's potpourri. Grab any sort of citrus fruit that's, on clearance at the grocery store, or any spices that you potentially have around the house, and throw them in a pan of water on the stove. That will help to set the scent, there we go, on your space, and it will, again, not only help to lift the vibes of the space, but help to lift your vibes as well. One of my absolute favorite ways, play music. Whether you like classical music or just high frequency music, dance music, move around your space, have some fun. It will absolutely bring that fun into your walls. And when you walk into your space, you'll just feel a little bit better next time. My 10th and final tip is kind of a 2-in-1. The first part of it is write out your goals and intentions and place them around your space. This can be done on Post-it notes, or my personal favorite, dry erase markers on the mirror, or any smooth surfaces. Windows works too. But this does two things. One, when we write things out, it is a connection between the physical and the non-physical. We are putting it out there as to what we are intending to do or bring about. But then secondly, it will serve as a reminder. And every time you see and connect with that message, it will serve to help you to keep that in your mind as to what you're trying to achieve. And every once in a while, when you connect with that message that you've put out, it will kind of tap you on the shoulder and remind you to take steps kind of towards those goals, or a little piece of inspiration will come through. And then the last part of this, as I wrap up this tip, is give gratitude for your space. It's amazing what it can do to just say thank you of the fact that I have a space. Again, whether that's a single room or your car or an entire home, it doesn't matter. But when we give gratitude and really put that feeling out there, then every time we walk into that space, it will serve us just a little bit more along our journey. I hope this video served you well. If it did, please hit that like button, as it really does help out small channels like this. And think about subscribing, because there's so much more information coming to help you create beauty in your life and along your journey. So with that, I am sending you so much light and love, and I hope you all stay well, my friends.